Hello, welcome to class this month. Thank you very much.
Welcome to OnlinePilatesClasses.com, the most supportive Pilates-loving community across the globe. Enjoy new weekly classes from our amazing teachers. Download the OnlinePilatesClasses.com app today.
So obviously planks are the theme. Not like push-ups, but planks, but maybe. And if that is like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. Like I'm not good at push-ups. I'm not like, don't let that get in your way right now. We're focusing on just what isn't a plank. And also, why don't we love it? It is a tall back exercise, which means not arched, not round, right? It's tall. And for a lot of us, we tend to sag in our lower back or round in our upper back. And that could be because of tightness. It could be because of weakness. There's a lot of different things that can go in there. And our reformer really has a lot of feedback for us. And also some opportunities to be in a plank. Right? And so with that, let's get moving. We're going to start with our full springs for footwork. Then we are going to drop down to 1. So 3 to 4 heavy springs on. And go ahead and place the balls of your feet on the foot bar, turned out, heels together, toes apart. Squeeze the heels together and then just take a moment to breathe into your back. Breathe into your ribs. Let your shoulders go nice and wide. And then before you press out, I want you to already decide where you're going to push from. And ideally, it's from the stomach, legs, not knees. So go ahead and already engage those muscles. Little pressure without the carriage moving. And then do a full extension and pull it in. So I want you to feel the weight of your springs using your legs. Because a lot of reasons why we don't like plank is we don't use our legs very much. So standing on the balls of your feet and using your legs. 3 more. And then onto your arches. So this allows us to work the different parts of our feet. This is going to feel less like a plank in the legs, but you're still strengthening, especially those inner thighs. A lot of times I see really strong quads, even some strong hamstrings, but some weaker inner thighs. And that is going to make it hard to hug your legs together and get the full strength out of your legs. And then lift your feet up, land on your heels. Again, not a plank move with the legs, but can we stretch the back of the ankles here as we reach through our heels, pulling our toes up to the ceiling, squeezing our legs tight together. Awesome. Come in, come back onto the balls of your feet and press out and then reach the heels under. And remember, it's not how low you can go. I say this every time, but just in case it's the first time you're hearing it, we hear things when we're ready, right? I want you to only go as low as the heels can squeeze together. Why? Because in your plank, if you can squeeze your heels together, you're going to get a lot more leg strength and leg connection to your center. 1 more up and down. And then come in all the way, sit on up, and drop down to 1 spring. And then go back down. Play on the balls of your feet. If you're on 1 spring, please don't go flying. 5 times, out and in. On the 5th one, stay out there. Don't forget to close your spring all the way. And then you're out, hold, lift your arms up. Hold it here, let your shoulders, just notice what happened with them. When you lifted your arms up, did they round? Did they stay wide? Can you make them wider? Maybe your hands have to go wider. And then can you squeeze those inner thighs and heels towards each other? Come all the way in, come onto your arches, and just do 5 on the arches, no stopping on the 5th one, 5 on the heels. Again, just another opportunity to work the feet, work the inner thighs, work a lot more of the back of your legs onto those heels, toes up to the ceiling. A lot of times we like to make the toes be flexing the ankle when the foot flexes the ankle. Awesome. Come back onto the balls of the feet, push out, stay out. Lift those arms back up. Did your shoulders stay wide? Now lower the heels, not necessarily under the foot bar, but under your toes. All right, so this is your plank. Does it feel strong? Or does it feel like you're hanging on one of your knees? Lift the heels up nice and high. Lower the heels in line with the toes, right? Because when you stand on the balls of your feet, your heels are over your balls of your feet. And then lift them back up. And just notice what's happening in your center. Does it feel like it's arching? Does it feel like it's getting stronger? What do you notice? If we flip this over, when your heels are under your toes, you're in a plank. Does this feel strong? Does it feel like you can hold it? Maybe you have to flex your wrist to get the full picture. 3, 2, 1. Lift those heels up, stay up, lift the head and chest up, and pump your arms for your 100. And so now you can look at your feet and you can see, are you standing evenly in both feet? You can look at your knees and you can notice if the knees are the same straight. You can look at your hips. You can see if they're balanced. One more. Come all the way in. Sit on up. Get rid of your foot bar. Add a second spring. And we're going to do a little bit of the overhead, but more of a prep, okay? If you don't go overhead all the time, you don't have to go overhead this time. You can just do the leg part with me. Okay, so the headrest is down. Your arms have the handles. The legs are actually going to start up. And I want you just to notice what happens when you push your arms down. What did you do with your back? And then lift your arms up. Did your shoulders round forward? And lift your arms up. So the goal here is, can you get your arms up and down without changing where your shoulders are in space? That's going to make a big difference in your plank, right? Okay, now, if you want, you can stick with that. Otherwise, you lower the legs all the way. Your arms come down, the legs come up to the center, and then the legs go down. So I told you we're not going overhead today. You can if you want, if you know it. I just want you to notice, do your legs move from your stomach? Or are you arching your back to move your legs? 3 more. If you can't go all the way down to start, you don't. Last one. Bend your knees, bend your elbows. All right, so here we are with our coordination. Lift your head and chest up, and leave your head and chest up, and leave your knees in for just a second, and push your arms towards straight and bend. So not exactly a push-up, right? But you should be able to feel your shoulders wide on your back and your upper arm bones staying on the carriage. If your elbows are splaying, they're sliding out to the side, then I would like you to just stay with this. Rest your head and neck. Otherwise, we're going to add the legs in. And I want you to notice when there's a moment you're in a plank with your arms down, right? Lift your head and chest up, push your arms and legs out. Here's a plank, right? We got this arm back connection, open, close the legs. Yeah, your head's curled up. We don't want that in your push-ups, but you should be feeling so strong in your back, and you should feel the legs like you could stand on them. One more time. Awesome. Hook up the handles and let's spin around, drop a spring off. So you're on one spring, and we're going to go to rowing 2, which is a tall back exercise. The elbows are bent, but it's not a bicep curl. So get those elbows up, lift up nice and tall, and then lean back. You should feel strong in your upper back and not in your chest, right? Then sit all the way up. Reach the arms forward, round the spine, pull the arms back. Maybe they touch behind you without bending your elbows, and then circle around. So we get a little obsessed about the hands touching, so we bend the elbows, and then the shoulders round forward, which is something we don't want in our plank. So do this with me. Slow it down today. Flat back, lean back, sit on up, round forward, reach the hands behind you, and just see with straight arms if you can touch your thumbs. Maybe you could grab your fingertips, then lift your arms up and circle. I'm wanting us to stretch through the chest and strengthen the upper back, which is going to help us with our planks. Reach up, round forward. So we're on number 3. We're going to do a 4th one today. Lift it on up, lean it back, reach it forward, around the spine, and circle. Awesome. All right, spin around, and let's do rowing 3 from the chest. So rowing 3 from the chest very much has a push-up in it. All right, so you're here, legs are squeezing together, right? Your ankles are kind of pointing